Howdy, Beeflabart here, and welcome. This is a new project, just kind of messing around with it, seeing what I think about it, and what potential it could have. So far, the name is going to be called Hexed Call to Arms, and as you can tell, I'm using City Studio assets, and primarily what this map here, is going to be the overview map. You see it's far from being complete. It just has the main center line and main roads going from player bases to the center. And the map will be pretty much symmetric on both sides. There will be other areas where you can branch off this way, go to another area, and there'll be other areas. I just wanted to get the basic pattern in, and then I'll start bringing in like branch in the road, say perhaps 2 tiles up or 3 tiles up or whatever, and it'll branch off. You can go this way, and there will be different areas, different things that will need to be done. The whole basic premise of it is currently set as a 4-player game, between 2 and 4 players, with player starts in each of the 4 corners and the center of the map. And what I see happening for this particular project is, whenever you first start playing the game, you spawn in, you can actually take a look at the overall map. There's no combat in this map here. However, if I want to get from point A to point B, if I want to make my way all the way across the map and be able to take out the enemy base and win the game, side A versus side B, currently, since I'm using the Polygon War, which it'll probably change later, but the Polygon War pack will just be the Allied versus the Axis. Again, this is just temporary. The 2 main factions, both players on this side of the center of the map will be on the same team, and as opposed to being on the other side of the map will be the other team. And if I want to be able to get there, I'm going to have to go from my headquarters, which this will be my headquarters block. And then if I want to start getting my way across there, this mode right here, you'll be able to walk around the map and look at the overall lay of the land. But the actual way you capture each tile is whenever I go to this one right here, and there'll be a prompt in the center which will say attack this square. If I don't own this square or this tile, then I'm going to have to allocate troops. We're going to have to go in and we're going to have to fight. And at first, each tile, as you progress towards the enemy, is going to be controlled by AI. So for me to be able to capture this one, I need to be able to go into the map and fight in a cooperative mode, myself versus the enemy team. And if I can capture this particular thing against the other bots, then I control it. The color of each tile will have either a flag or something saying that we own this one. There might be a generic flag that's whatever color or whatever pattern, but say if I'm the Allied side, then I could just plant an American flag here and can see that I own this one. And for me to be able to just go to right here, I can't just go to this tile and skip a tile. I actually have to fight my way tile by tile by tile. Whenever I actually go to say, okay, I'm going to capture this tile here, and whenever I go in, it'll actually take me to another map. Inside that other map is where you'll actually do full-on first-person combat and shoot your way across. And if you fail, then you don't capture it. You go back to your previous tile. But if you do capture this one, your flag changes, and now you can then go to capture this one, and so forth until you get your way across the map. And what I propose is being a relatively quick way of getting through these. You don't want to sit there and have to spend 30 minutes trying to attack one tile just so you can move forward. Once you get to the center, the center line right here would be just like a dividing line, but would either say have 1 or a total of 3 ways of crossing the center line. Again, these roads that are here and these tiles that are here are just placeholders. I will fill out the entire map and make it to where there's, like I said, other things you can capture in between that would say assist you in getting different resources. whether it's ammo or whatever. But if you've captured your way all the way to here, we'll say, and there's another way to cross the center line over here, your enemy team has come across this way, they can actually come over here and sever back here, and that's going to stop your supply line. So you actually have to have a continuous line from your headquarters to your position, or I'll figure out a condition on that. But just overall, that's what I'm seeing is a combination of a real-time strategy and first-person shooter, where you're trying to capture each individual tile. At first, I see this as being a 2-player game, maybe a 4-player, since you'll have 4 different starting points. And later down the line, I see this going into a larger full-scale world to where it's a persistent online game, to where there's an ongoing battle. And you always have to maintain from your headquarters. What I may end up doing is, like, say, have an alternate headquarters over here, or a forward camp or forward base or whatever. But you always need to maintain a road or a pathway to get supplies to that point. And if you don't have that, you're going to have to go back and try to recapture that tile so you can continue your supply line. And would say that you won't be able to keep resupplying soldiers or something of that nature. Work on those overall conditions as I go. Like I said, the first thing I'm working on right now is just kind of filling out the map. I'll get one side completed, and then I'll go back and more or less clone it on the other side, so that it's, there's no one advantage over another team. But a secondary call to arms on this is, since I would like to get this game completed and operational, and I would like to release it on Steam, I would like to extend offers to anybody who wants to help this project. Could use someone to actually work on the map itself, laying out the tiles. You will need to have, this is the Polygon Mini Fantasy. It's the one that contains all these tiles. So if you want to work on the map, the main map portion or the individual map tiles, and what I see on that, let's go ahead and make sure I got a good save here, is if you go to a new level, and it's going to get rid of that and that. And as an example, a base tile, the map should, but doesn't necessarily have to be, but it should be, a hex shape, so you kind of get an idea of the overall feel. And I know I have a blank one in here somewhere. Let's see here. Well, I know there's one in here, but just as a pure example, yeah, whatever. I'll just as an example here, I'll grab this one. And I'm not saying you have to do this for the map, but I mean, you can make your own map out of that particular theme, the hexagonal shape, so you have the same amount of sides. I probably wouldn't do it this way because this just kind of looks dorky, but and you always have to remember to do that. So when you're actually in the map, it would be a first-person battle. You get in here, and we bunkers and what have you, just so you can actually fight to try to capture this particular point, things of that nature. As for the combatants right now, like I said, actually go ahead and save this one. But like I said, the whole point of it is to combine the strategy element of making sure that you have your pathing to and from where you're going to, and combine that element of first-person shooter and real-time strategy. this with my towel test. Alright, so I wanted to keep this video brief and just discuss that and discuss what the overall concept of the project is. Let me know on Discord what you think of the overall project, whether it has some validity, a valid playability to it, any changes, anything you think would make this a better game, or if it's just absolutely crap and I should do something else. Let me know either way. And if you want to join the team, let me know as well. Preferably request that you do have a bunch of the Cindy Studio assets, specifically at first the Polygon Mini Fantasy, and anything else is helpful. I'm going to be using the Nature Pack. I'm going to be using the Polygon Mini Fantasy, and for now I'm going to be using the Polygon War Pack. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and let me know what you think.